After a very long fight between Naruto and Delta in terms of manga pages, we finally move on. And Boruto chapter 34 is amazing. In case you haven't read it, I'm going to have it in the pinned comment of this video because it came out in English literally like an hour ago or something like that. I mean, obviously, this is not the official translation. You know, make sure to support the official translation once it comes out as well. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's get into the review. Before I start talking about the content of this chapter, I just want to say that I'm a huge fan of that cover page. You know, some people had issues with the color schemes or whatever, but I personally think that, you know, both Kawaki and Boruto look lit on that cover page. And I'm not going to put it in this video, you know, because of copyrights, but yeah, now at the start of the chapter, we see that Delta is alive. Obviously, she was defeated by Naruto, and Naruto basically wanted to ask her a couple of questions, and Kawaki was pissed off because of this. He said, "Kill her while you have a chance," or something like that. I'm not quoting exactly what he said, but you get the point. And Delta's body actually destroys, because in this chapter we see that she actually has two more bodies, at least two more bodies. But according to Amada's words, she already most likely had some of her bodies destroyed in the past, because the process of her, you know, of her, I guess, I don't know, soul conscious entering these robotic bodies, and then, you know, going out of that, like, I don't know how to describe it, but like the place in which she was in, you know, those bodies, it seems like that process already happened a couple of times, because Delta always seems to break everything once she comes out of it, and you know, Amara mentioned this. So yeah, but anyway, I don't know why I made this so complicated. She has multiple bodies, meaning that we will see more of Delta in the future of the Boruto series. A lot of people want to see a fight between Delta and Sarda because, you know, they're female characters. And the one thing that I personally would like to see is a fight between Sakura and Delta. I feel like that will be very, very interesting. But anyway, Kashin Koji says something very interesting in this chapter. He pretty much says that Naruto wouldn't be able to beat Jigen. Like, he says, says he's thinking, right? And we can see his thoughts. And basically, you know, he says, all right, Naruto's super strong, but still this isn't enough to defeat Jigen. Maybe this is correct, but keep in mind that Kashin Koji didn't see full power of Naruto, because Naruto was holding back. He wasn't actually trying to kill Delta because he wanted to extract some information from Delta. And, you know, as I said, this isn't Naruto's full power. But maybe even if he used his full power, maybe Kashin Koji would still say the same thing. I mean, I don't know how strong Jigen is. He's the leader of the car organization, so he must be strong. And I guess that, you know, time will tell who's stronger. Maybe they'll fight in the future, maybe not. But according to Kashin Koji, Boruto's karma is the key to defeating Jigen. And this was kind of being hinted at in the past couple of chapters. And ever since Kashin Koji got introduced, it seemed like he has his own agenda or whatever. But it's 100% confirmed right now that Kashin Koji actually wants to beat Jigen. And to be honest, it looks like Jigen actually is aware of this. I mean, just look at this subtle panel. He's actually a double agent. He's in the Kara probably to, I don't know, extract info from Jigen. I don't know. I mean, he's definitely not stronger than Jigen, because if that was the case, he would probably kill him. But yeah, according to him, Boruto's karma, that's what's gonna defeat Jigen. Anyway, you know, because Kawaki lost an arm and he got one in this chapter. I'm not gonna explain the process behind, you know, Naruto's chakra and all that. I thought that was great. But I want to point out that the Boruto manga doesn't have a lot of comedy panels, which is cool because, you know, it just sets a serious tone in the manga. But when those comedy panels appear, you know, it just makes you appreciate it even more. And one of my favorite moments of this chapter was when, you know, Boruto said, whoa, this arm is cool. I kind of wish I had one, something like that. And then Kawaki takes it literally and he says, well, I can, I don't know, destroy your arm and then, you might even get rid of karma or something like that. And, see Boruto's reaction to this. I thought that was hilarious. That was another funny moment with Chocho at the end, when she saw Kawaki. But yeah, this moment with Boruto and Kawaki, I really enjoyed it. Now, we have two name reveals in this chapter. I think Boro and Code, and I think I'm pronouncing their names properly. But their designs, specifically Code. Is Code the guy with like a strange thing over his head? His design, oh my god. I don't know why, but when I saw Code, if that's his name, I got some Tokyo Ghoul vibes in terms of character design. Maybe I'm just, being stupid right now, but I literally got some Tokyo Ghoul vibes. Tokyo Ghoul is one of my favorite anime slash manga series of all time. No, both Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re. Sadly, the anime adapted the manga horribly. And yeah, but I'm not going to talk about Tokyo Ghoul. I'm reviewing the 34th chapter of the Boruto manga right now. But according to the conversation between all the KAWAKI members in this chapter, it is fair to assume that Delta is weaker than all these guys. I mean, Boro, I think that's the name of the guy that seems like he's like 50 years old or whatever. He pretty much has the same thing, that Obito had. I mean, Obito had Kamui, where he could teleport parts of his body to a different dimension, and you would literally go through him. I'm not saying that this guy from Kara has the same thing. I mean, he doesn't even have the Sharingan, so he can practically have Kamui. But as Delta tried to, I guess, punch him or kick him or whatever, I don't remember, she went through him, and he pretty much has a very similar power to Obito. I just wonder to what extent can he use this power. And I know this is very obvious, a pretty pointless sentence, but these KAWAKI members are very overpowered. And I can't wait to see all the future fights in the Boruto series. Jigen in this chapter was phased for a second when he heard that there's another Karma Seal user. You don't see Jigen phased too often, so yeah, seeing Jigen being phased was definitely interesting, when it comes to chapter 34 of the Boruto manga. And, he kind of gets frustrated as he mentions Momoshiki inside of his head. Obviously, I mean, he doesn't. I think he, like, again, we saw his thoughts. He didn't actually say it. But, yeah, and at one point, there's a great panel of Boruto and Momoshiki. Potentially my favorite panel of the chapter. Actually, not, like, one of the final panels with Kurama and Kawaki. That was actually my favorite. But I don't even know. It doesn't really matter. These opinions can change every 2 seconds. But anyway, we see a beautiful panel of, Momoshiki and Boruto, and it just says "my vessel." I don't know if that's how it's going to be translated in the official translations, but it kind of foreshadows that maybe Momoshiki will overtake Boruto's body at some point in the series. And the same thing could happen with Jigen and Kawaki, because Kawaki is supposed to be Jigen's vessel, I guess, or Kara's vessel. I don't know. But all these things being foreshadowed, like, I bet that so many things got foreshadowed in this chapter and we're not even aware of it. So yeah, I mean, one thing that's obvious, it's the vase foreshadowing. That vase got so many panels in the Boruto manga. The one that Kawaki is fixing for Himawari. Does that mean that something terrible will happen to Himawari in the future by the hands of Kawaki, accidentally or on purpose? I don't know. But that vase just foreshadows something that's connected to Himawari and Kawaki. I'm 100% sure of it. We might see it in a couple of years, but still, I think it's foreshadowing something in regards to Himawari and Kawaki. Anyway, I wonder if, I'm pretty sure that Jigen knows Momoshiki from somewhere, somehow, but I wonder what their relationship is, if they know each other. Is Jigen some type of Otsutsuki or some other alien clan? I don't know. He doesn't seem like a regular human being, that's for sure. Anyway, let's stop talking about Jigen for a second, because really there's not much to talk about, because we can only speculate. We don't know Kara's goals. We don't know how strong Jigen is. We don't know what his relationship with Momoshiki is. Stuff like that. And there's time for prediction videos. For now, let's talk about, for example, about Naruto and how lovely he is as a character. And this chapter is another example of why he's my all-time favorite Naruto character. He's so nice to Kawaki, and because of Naruto's kindness, Kawaki developed so much as a character throughout throughout the last couple of chapters. He pretty much saw love for the first time in his life, most likely the first time. So yeah, Naruto decides to sacrifice part of his chakra just because of Kawaki. He tells him that Kawaki reminds him of himself when he was a kid. And all these emotional bonding moments are so great. And even though Kawaki's vocabulary is still questionable, he was nice in this chapter. He was discussing, with Naruto, how Naruto got attacked because of him or whatever. And all these things, it's just these precious moments that create a bond between Naruto and Kawaki. Mwah, it's just beautiful, not only in this chapter but throughout the past couple of chapters. But yeah, I'm also enjoying Boruto's and Kawaki's relationship. It's progressing as well, and now they're pretty much friends. I mean, Mitsuki in this chapter stated that Boruto kind of started to open up to Kawaki after what Kawaki did or whatnot, and that was super enjoyable. Anyway, a lot of people, I mean, not a lot of people, but a couple of people who ship Kawaki and Sarada saw some Kawasara moments here. Am I missing something? I mean, Boruto, Kawaki, and Sarada were doing shuriken, training. That's not, like, I don't see a Kawasara moment there. And at the end, when everybody was playing with those ninja cards or whatever, and when Kawaki said 7th Hokage, huh? And then, we see a panel of Sarada. I think that kind of foreshadows that Sarada will become the Hokage in the future. But that's how I see it. I don't see a Kawasara moment right there. I'm not saying this only because I ship Boruto and Sarada. I legitimately don't see a Kawasara moment. But yeah, that's my opinion. Your opinion might differ from mine. But yeah, and at the end, the bombastic ending with Kurama and Kawaki. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Kurama seems like he's triggered or something, triggered by Kawaki. I don't know what happened. Only time will tell. And I just can't believe that we won't get a chapter in May. We have to wait for more than a month to see what happens with, Kurama and Kawaki and this cliffhanger. Although extremely exciting, it's very painful because we have to wait for so long. Anyway, this chapter had so much stuff in it, so much information, so many, great panels. This chapter had variety, unlike the past 3 chapters, and therefore it gets a 10 out of 10 from me. I loved every single moment of it. That was your boy Son Hokage. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and second channel links are in the description of this video. If you're new to this channel and if you're into the Boruto series, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.